The Toronto real estate market is now in full spring, and we are officially in the spring market, and we have numbers to back that information up and forward to you exactly what's going on in the Toronto real estate market for March of 2023. My name is Gabriela Batista from Homes into Reality. I'm a Toronto real estate agent, very passionate about helping first-time buyers achieving their first-time buying goals and becoming future homeowners. So if that's you, if you think that's something you're going to benefit from, in the description you have my phone number, my email, and a link to book a call with me all there, and you can reach out and we can get started on helping you becoming a future homeowner. Now let's get started. So Toronto Real Estate by the Numbers is a series we do every single month, breaking down the TREB Market Watch numbers and seeing where the trends are going, where the prices are going, and give you a sense of the overall picture of what's going on in the Toronto real estate market. Now, we want to be able to compare not only the price points, these budget points, but we also want to look at these numbers on a year-to-year and a month-over-month basis to see where these trends are going, what's the overall outlook on prices, where have they been, where are they going. So we want to look at these different properties in a little bit more detail. We're going to look at your detached homes to start. You'll see that for detached homes, we year over year are at a very similar price point. We're just increasing 1.78%, and month over month we're up 3.74%. So we have been increasing on a month-to-month basis, but we're very similar to where we were in 2023 numbers-wise. So seasonality-wise, it shows that these increases are fairly normal compared to last year. If we now compare to your semis, we're looking at a median price point, again, at 1.169 million. We're down month over month if we'll see over here, but you'll notice that the trend from January to March has increased overall, which is very much in line with the seasonality of the 2023 market as well. And your year-over-year change, you'll see, again, we're lockstep. We're at the exact same price point as 2023 and also as 2021. We're only 0.25% higher than in 2023. So we're at a very similar level to this time last year. Freehold townhouses is a funny one. You'll see that prices kind of skyrocketed. They're, funny enough, up 20% from this time last month. I don't think that's realistic. I think it's more of a volume issue. I looked into it a little bit more. The 2024 numbers definitely did not have as much volume going on there, so the numbers is a little bit skewed. This is a number that I'm tracking going into next month to see if this number continues to be this high, if prices have really increased 20% in a matter of months. If we look at your medium condo townhouse prices, we're looking at the median price point being at $811,000. Month over month, we're down slightly, just under 0.5% of a decrease, but very much a stable price point. We're up 2.69% year over year. We are slightly higher than the price point last year. Last year, we saw a bit of a jump in April in these condo townhouse prices. We'll see if we see that this year, but we're definitely a little bit higher than the March numbers as of right now. And then we look at your condo prices, and this is my favorite graph, honestly, because there's so much more volume in these numbers. So you can see there's not any dramatic changes in prices, or when there is a change in price, you know it's meaningful because there's so much volume that we're dealing with. We're in a very similar price point. Median price point is $657,000. We are up month over month 1.88%, and we're up year over year 0.33%. So we're very much in lockstep with 2023 numbers. And I wonder what we're going to see going forward. We're slightly, we're following the seasonality of the real estate market. We're going to go up slowly in January, February, March. We probably may see some increases all the way up until May, but we'll see if they're as meaningful as some other years that we've seen. So those are the prices that we're typically looking at. And again, it's great to see where prices are going, but why are they going there? And for us to know why prices are going where they're going, we actually have to dig deeper on some of the sold statistics. So that's new listings, active listings, and your sold numbers on what properties are selling on the market. And then we're going to start with our new listings and our active listings we'll see over here. For your new listings, we're looking at, for March of 2024, 4,917 listings that's come onto market. That's up 13.9%. And for your active listings, so listings currently on the market as of March of 2024, we have 5,579 new listings or new active listings on the market. So essentially, the idea is 30% higher of listings currently on the market. So when a buyer goes in the market in March, they had 30% more listings to look at. And if we're tracking the new listings coming into market, we're also up as well. So on both ends, the supply is a little bit higher. To get more of a visual, if we look at new listings, we definitely are a little bit higher, like we mentioned before, compared to 2023, but we're definitely not to the same level as we were in 2021 and in 2022. And for those 2 years that we're talking about, we had almost the peak of new listings that came onto the market for the next March, April, and May. And for 2023, definitely didn't see that. So it looks like we're trending closer to 2023, where we had slowly more inventory coming into the market, where it peaks in that May, June, July period, and then another bump up in the fall market. But right now it seems like we're getting closer to 2023, not the 2 years prior. But we do have more inventory than 2023, which is definitely a good thing. Compared now to active listings in the market, we have a noticeable jump in active listings compared to the last 3 years as well, compared to 21, 22, and 23. And the trend of, it seems like we're following, is that we're trending upwards in new supplies. Although we're getting 2021 and 22 had significantly more new listings in the market, our solds, which we'll find out in a minute, have not been able to keep up because we have just more active inventory for buyers to look at any one time. So it's definitely a more, it to me leans into a much more stable market that we may be experiencing. The next step that we typically want to compare is your sold activity. And that's something that's really important to get a sense of where the demand of the market currently is. So for sold activity, we're looking right now at an 8.45% decrease to this time last year. And in 2024 March, we sold 2,308 homes in the city of Toronto. And then it's also spending a little bit more average days on market, as you see at the bottom over here. With that being said, we want to compare that now to what's going on in years past. Our green line, again, is 2024 sold statistics. And it's really important to note that we are below 2023, which historically was a pretty slow year in Toronto real estate. But again, it is nowhere even close to 2021 and 22, where the sale numbers peaked in March of both of those years. We definitely haven't seen that same type of market go on, but we're following very close to where 2023 is, but we're even lower than 2023. So it's definitely interesting to see where the bulk of our transactions are most likely to take place. My best guess is we probably see a little bit more sales in April and May, similar to what happened in 2023, but maybe not as much. And as we get to closer to June, July, August, we're probably going to slow down and not get as much activity going in the market. That's just my gut of it. I don't think it'll be as busy as 2021 and in 22. And you know what? Frankly, when I look at these numbers, it definitely gives me a little bit of pause on what I think the future of the Toronto real estate market is over the next few months. You know, there's conversation about interest rates potentially going down in June. But you know what? They've been very conservative with how they've lowered their interest rate because they haven't yet. My gut tells me that they're going to be a little bit slower and it'll be more of a steady decrease when they do start to lower interest rates. But when I look at that plus what's going on in the market on the listings end and the sales end, I don't see prices going crazy like they did last year. If you remember last year, you see the yellow line, we had prices go very similar to what they're doing right now in 2024, but they really jumped up between March and in May, and there was a big spike in prices, a big jump of demand. And I can tell you very confidently, I'm not seeing that right now. It hasn't been as aggressive on the market right now. Markets or properties are not seeing as many offers as quickly, to the point where I would think that prices go to where they are in May. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see that same amount of jumps in price happen like they did in 2023. Similar thing when it comes to things like condos, where we had those prices jump up on the peak of May of 2023, and they came down slowly in August, September, October. My gut is just we're not going to see those same increases, especially with the market we're seeing here. Like we look back over here, we're having significantly more activity on the market. So if there be more competition out there and technically we'll say similar to less demand out there, I don't see it. I really don't see properties flying off the shelves for these crazy price points. We might see a little bit more increases going into the spring, but my guess is we're probably going to see some stability in the market in the next couple of months. I think the only other X factor with that is where interest rates really go. Now, I keep thinking to myself, what advice would I give a first-time buyer right now? And it's definitely an interesting market because we are seeing some increases, but we're not seeing statistics show that the market is relatively strong into the next few months. And honestly, when I look at that, I think of two things I want to tell first-time buyers. The first thing really being, if you're truly a first-time buyer looking for yourself, this is not a bad market to be shopping in. Mainly being that you can shop with a little less competition. There are certain property types that are not decreasing and not super competitive, where you still will see the bulk of new listings come onto the market over the next 3 months. It could not hurt to have good pre-approval online where you'll see the right property for you come up. It may be a good opportunity to transact as long as you buy at the right price point. And that's where I feel pretty strongly right now. Like, especially if you're in that less competitive condo market, condo townhouse market, where you're just not seeing a ton of sales and a ton of competition, where I think now is actually a really good time to get that process really going. And if I compare it now to, let's say, the freehold market, let's say the more competitive under $1 million or just at $1 million for a freehold town freehold house, detached home, I would tell you to at least start the process now and get pre-approved, guarantee what interest rate we're looking at, maybe on the high end, what you'll be looking at, get a sense of what your pre-approval and your affordability looks like. So if we do see some steadying out in the market or stability in the market, we're still going to have the opportunity to look at properties with that pre-approval, have that stability in your pre-approval. And at the very least, if you see a property that you like over the next 3 months, which is where most of the inventory for the rest of the year is going to come out, put an offer that you feel comfortable with, or where the numbers are back to where it's fair market value. Just don't overpay for a property, where there are some unique situations out there right now where there are some people overpaying for properties because it's the spring market. So it will allow you to pick and choose your battles a little bit better. But I do think it's a good opportunity to be pre-approved, be prepared, so when the time does come, you're ready to strike. Anyways, that's my 2 cents for a first-time buyer. If you are a first-time buyer and you think you want to become a future homer with Homes into Reality over here, in my description, you have my phone number, my email, and a link to book a call with me. You can touch base with myself about becoming or planning to become that future homeowner. If you want to jump on my first-time buyer webinar, it's happening next Thursday, you can do so as well. Or if you just want to get news on how I can best help you become that first-time buyer, reach out. Happy to help. We're going to continue to do videos every single week now that we have a better setup for video. I appreciate you watching to the very end. If you have been watching the end, yeah, thank you. If you haven't, you won't be able to see this. Enjoy the rest of your day. Happy weekend. Bye.